I want the record to show that this the second week that I'm here on time. It's Wednesday, October the 30th, 2019. They finna impeach his ass. It's plain and simple political news. I'm your host, Chris Atkins. It's midweek politics. First of all, I just want to acknowledge Sunday again. I know I said it on the last one, but I want to acknowledge because Trump is crazy. Did y'all see how he was talking about how that man died? Trump was talking about it like it was a movie he watched. He died like a dog. He did. He really did. And our dogs, they were gnawing at him. Our dogs wanted a piece of his ass. And he died like the scum in the street that he is. I killed him. They're saying it's the best kill they've ever seen. Trump is so full of shit. It's important that y'all know that this is my second week being here, because first of all, he didn't have to let me be here. So I'm glad to be in the service one more time. The reason I say I'm in the service is because I'm out here breaking down this political news for y'all, because the thing is, y'all need to know. On to the political news, man. Let's talk about it. It's real simple this week, man. I ain't gonna even hold you long. I got two subjects. I just want to talk about the election. I want to talk about the impeachment, because them the only two subjects that's really dominating the headlines right now in the news. To be honest with you, I ain't doing that much research. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot more reading I have to do. And honestly, I got life. I'm dedicated to it, but I need help. Send me something. I read the story, but I need help finding more political stories. Anyway, IMPEACAMENT. Do you know what that means? Monday, Alexander Vindman, he was somebody in the armed service. I don't know who was on the call when Trump made the call to the president and proposed a quid pro quo. He actually raised concerns that this was going on because he thought that would damage the relationship between the U.S. and Ukraine. Because it's like, man, if you start putting people into political favors, that means you're in bed with one person and you might not be with the other. Man, I don't think it's right for you be asking for political favors. And he was on the call, like I said, but then he looked at the transcript, and when he looked at the transcript, it was missing the part where he mentioned the Biden family and withholding the military funds and doing him a favor. That part was missing on the transcript. That should be something you handle internally. Investigate child stuff. Hell, don't come to my country trying to investigate nothing. You stay over there and investigate your own damn country. I stay over here and investigate our shit. I ain't got time for that. That's the reason the impeachment is going forward. Open testimony, they're going to impeach his ass. Did I say that? Also, Monday, Charles Kupferman, a member of the NSA, and he's saying he's going to hold out and wait till the courts come because he would team Trump. Kupferman, along with Bolton, said that they're going to wait for the courts to say whether they got to come in and testify or not. So, again, they were in on these meetings. Now, Tuesday, Catherine Croft, who was also at these meetings that I keep talking about, they worked as ambassadors to Europe in some kind of shape, form, or fashion. They worked either in Eastern Europe, Russia, or somewhere like that. So all these people had a meeting to discuss what was their plan to go forward with Ukraine. Also on that Tuesday, who testified was Christopher Anderson, who was there to watch the setup of these meetings. He attended these meetings as well. He had been to a meeting with Sunderland. Sunderland was at the meeting, and I think Bolton might have even been at a meeting that Chris was at, but Chris was there before. He was the predecessor to Catherine Croft. She came in and filled his role. He was there with Yorker, and they went. That's who Christopher Anderson was with. He went to the meeting with Yorker and Sunderland, and I think Bolton might have even been in the meeting. In these meetings, what they discussed was withholding these military funds, and this meeting that the president wanted to have with Donald Trump in the Oval Office. They talked about that, why they were withholding it for the information on Biden. Everybody's story corroborated. They done brought everybody in. The dude, Christopher Anderson, he's been in Ukraine for like the last 6 years or so. He got to going back, to how Giuliani first came over. And even Catherine Croft even mentioned that during her training, like the first week she was there, she found out how Rudy Giuliani was a barrier between the Ukrainian diplomacy and the U.S. John Bolton mentioned a while back that Rudy Giuliani was a dynamite. He was a stick of dynamite or something like that. He was going to blow the whole thing up. And that's why he didn't went over there and did too much work. That's what it is. The Democrats did announce that on Thursday they was going to bring the vote to the House for the impeachment. So how they going to proceed with the impeachment inquiry. Right now, the House has introducing. They're gonna do public testimonies from people in front of the committees that are calling the people in to be deposed. So first, the committee, they're gonna get their findings from the inquiry. They'll have to give their findings over to the Judiciary Committee. Once the Judiciary Committee gets it, they'll sign off on whether they gonna vote to impeach or not. And once they vote to impeach or not, then they'll bring that to the full House. There's more Democrats in the full House than it is Republicans. It's probably gonna move on to impeachment, at which time it's a Senate majority for the Republicans. And right now, everybody in the Senate is kind of reserving. That's Democrats and Republicans. They're kind of reserving their words because they're a jury, and they really don't want to pass judgment on how they're gonna vote, even though we already know some of these people gonna vote. Now, for my second thing I want to talk about today, I want to talk about the election. I read an article from NPR, and it was talking about how the top 3 candidates can really just chill because there's nobody else out there. And with the Democrats, they've been looking for a candidate. I'm gonna be honest with you, ain't nobody really excited about the people they got. They're Bernie cool, but Bernie old. I feel the burn, but the burn it done subsided now. My skin ain't even discolored no more. I like Bernie, I really do, but Bernie old. Democrats don't really have a candidate that's really sparking the interest that people thought that they would. There's really no real drive, and you thought it'd be more because it's this real disdain for Trump, but ain't nobody really there that they really excited about to really put Trump out of office to replace him with. It's a weird space to be in with the Democrats. They're really looking to see can they get somebody, and that's what I want to talk about. The reason it's important with who the Democrats get, there's no other party really besides the Republicans and Democrats who dominate politics. There's no third party. So the Republicans are dominated usually by economists. They just now got taken over from people about economists and stuff, these gun nuts and all this stuff Trump represent. But you need somebody to come through and balance that back out. And I like Bernie's ideology. I like some of the stuff he wants to do with the healthcare for all, and legalizing marijuana, all the stuff. I like the liberal stuff that you talk about. I'm a millennial, I get it, but I'm a realist, and I get that the people that control the purse, the Congress, who control the money, they ain't fit go for that shit. And that's just being honest with you. You can have all them ideas all you want as president. The best you can do is put stuff on blast, but you just the president. President is the most powerful, but it's a 3-headed monster. People don't remember that. It's the Congress, the president, and the court. So it's you going against the other two. In my opinion, the next president, we need a straight shooter. We need somebody to speak dead to shit. All that pandering and shit, it's time out for all that. But we also need somebody that's compassionate. We need somebody that understands the turbulent time that we're in, both domestically and foreign. We got a lot of work to do, basically. That's what I mean. And we need a leader that can really focus us on collectively how we get that work done. A lot of people are looking for someone who fits their interests. We as a country need someone who fits our narrative. We need somebody that gets what we all need at this time. We need roads, we need schools, infrastructure projects. We need good, foreign relations. We need good ideas that are just good for all of us, not a certain group. And we need somebody that come in and finesse it. Because you got to understand, you're going to have to work with the Republicans. And you got to be able to talk to the Democrats too. You got to be able to smooth it together. And that's charisma, baby. Everybody ain't got it. And I don't see no candidate with it, to be honest. Trump ain't got no charisma. I don't see a candidate in this race for president that has the charisma that we need right now in this time. Because Congress control the purse. I mean, you can put the ideas out there, and it's only so far you can go with executive orders, but you're going to have to be able to finesse Congress sooner or later. Then you got to be able to maneuver the court. Legally, they know how to maneuver the law. Also, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge the deaths we had this week. We lost John Conyers, Democrat out of Michigan, had been serving over 50 years in the House. Also, we lost comedian John Witherspoon. He was from Detroit, Michigan. Saw him in films like Friday, Vampire in Brooklyn, and the list goes on. Thank y'all for everybody that tuned in. Appreciate y'all comments. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing, all that stuff. Y'all give me the wheel to go on. I spend a lot of time in detention, And so I just be trying to get credit that I was here. So it's the second week that I was here. It's my second Wednesday. I'm supposed to come every Wednesday and every Sunday. It's midweek in politics, man. I'm your host, Chris Atkins. It's plain and simple political news. Y'all come back Sunday. This is my second Wednesday here. I just want y'all to note that. Did I tell y'all they gonna impeach him?